word dominance in relation to dogs has become such a dirty word if you're in the dog training world or the dog business world of any kind. There's obviously two camps. People say that there is absolutely no dominant behaviour in dogs that try to be dominant. And then there's the other camp, which people are saying your dog is trying to dominate you and it's wanting to be the alpha of the pack, etc. and all that sort of jazz. But I just want to say that we can't exactly just rule out that there is no dominant behaviour in dogs, because there absolutely is. But we also can't suggest that dogs are just outright trying to be dominant over people. That just doesn't happen. If your dog is trying to always get in front, it's always pulling, it's humping you. Well, for the humping part, most people say if you're being humped by your dog, that is them trying to dominate you in your house. It's very not. It's just lack of manners and over-arousal. Don't know what to do with its energy. It's not trying to dominate you in any way. But if your dog is trying to pull in front and it's always pulling on the lead, it ignores you when it's out and about and you don't exist to it, people will say the dog doesn't respect you. He doesn't think you, like, it thinks it's the alpha of the pack. It wants to be the dominant leader. I disagree with this. I think the dog just doesn't have any clue what it's doing. It hasn't been taught any manners. It's got no leadership. It's got no guidance. Dogs try to pull in front of you, don't know where it's supposed to be. It should be taught where it needs to be. If the dog's completely ignoring you, it means there's no communication between you and dog, which is obviously things to work on. It's not them trying to be dominant in any way. But to suggest that there is absolutely no dominant behaviour between dogs is wrong. There absolutely is. But people seem to think that dominance is saying, oh, the dog's trying to hump this one. It wants to be the leader of the pack of the dogs that we're in. It wants to be in charge. It wants to be alpha. It wants to be leader of the pack, which I don't agree with. But there is absolutely dominant behaviours in dogs. You can't just say that there isn't, because there is. There is dominant behaviour in all species. Humans, dogs, probably cats, gorillas, tigers, lions. Do you know what I mean? There are dominant characteristics in each species, in each breed and stuff like that. There is definitely some dominant behaviours, but that doesn't outright mean what dominance seem to people seem to think that dominance means. That doesn't mean that they're trying to be alpha and leader of the pack or anything like that. Are you going to try and dominate me? What do you reckon? You reckon you could dominate me? Probably not. Might enjoy it though. Yes. Dogs do have dominant characteristics, but like I say, it's not in the term that people seem to think to put dominance with. So let's take for an example, my shepherd over there. Oi, you doing? Yes. If a dog, she's got quite a dominant personality. Do you know what I mean? She can be quite upfront. If a dog runs up to us completely unknown, we have no idea who it was, she will be the first one in line there. She will posture, she will fan her tail. If the dog is approaching head on, do you know what I mean, without any sort of friendly intentions, she will be front of the line. She'll be there, tail fanned, postured, body sort of curved, to allow this dog to approach nicely. She's curving her body to allow that dog to sort of circle in there. But at the same time, she will fan a tail. It's a very dominant personality. She'll be the first one there. If this dog comes over and it starts acting like a bell end, she will tell that dog. No two ways about it. And I don't get involved. I'll watch it because I know that she's very capable, not of handling herself or trying to get into a scrap or anything, but she's very capable of understanding dogs. She's well socialised. She will diffuse the situation, but she will tell that dog that we're not doing that shit's got to stop. Behave. She's a very, very dominant style of dog. Very dominant, So if a dog that we take out in the groups, like we are now, if one of them is being super bouncy and all in her face, that's him being ill-mannered and over the top and disrespectful. She doesn't like that. She will tell that dog. She will give it small little cues, and if it doesn't listen to these cues, them cues from her will get a little bit stronger until it does listen. This is a very dominant style of behaviour. This is dominant characteristics in dogs. So to suggest there are very dominant personalities, but like I say, it doesn't mean that they're trying to be alpha of the pack or leader of the pack. It just means they're a bit more assertive, extroverted. They're a bit more out there. They don't take crap. If a dog, on the other hand, you class as it's being dominant because it's going around humping everything or what have you, or it's doing this, then I can highly suggest that it's either not being taught what it needs to do, it does lack manners and social boundaries, which means it could be lack of socialisation, it could be lack of training, it could be a lack of exercise. It just doesn't... Excuse me? Yes. It could be a number of things, but I highly doubt it that it's trying to dominate the other dog. I just don't think it knows what to do with its energy and has been taught manners due to lack of poor socialisation. But yeah, there's absolutely dominant behaviours in dogs. And to suggest that there isn't is just silly. But to also suggest that a dog is trying to dominate its human by not listening to it or pull on the lead or trying to be in front all the time, that is just very, very silly. Because dogs don't do that. They're not outright there to be dominant. They're not trying to boss us around or anything like that. They just haven't been taught. They haven't been well structured. They haven't been trained. They just don't know what they're supposed to do. They're just confused or they just don't understand what's being asked. So yeah. But there are people who are out there that will watch this now and they'll go, oh, pack theory has been debunked. It doesn't exist. He said it himself, right? No, I get that. Yes. He went back and said that pack theory didn't exist. Absolutely nothing about dominance in dogs. Absolutely. See, the problem with the pack theory experiment was that he took the same species in a confined, controlled area where food was given to them, not for them to freely hunt and take, and then found out that when these dogs were in a confined space with limited food, they started fighting for food. Right. Obviously, you do that with any species, you do that with humans, you do that with bears, anything like that. You will find that if they're in a controlled, confined space and eventually they start to think that food is limited, they will start to fight for food, and one of them will start, tensions will run high, stress will be high, they will start to fight more. It's just simple, which is why he went back and said, yeah, pack theory don't work like that, it's too controlled, it's not how packs actually operate. Said absolutely nothing to do with dominance in dogs, because there still is dominance in every species. So bear that in mind. But it's not the way that people seem to think that dominance is perceived. Completely different. Yeah, pack theory was disproven. He went back and changed his mind on it, but never said anything about dominance. Dominance is still alive and well in dogs, as it is with all species.